I just saw a video on Bradley Hall's channel. He was talking about guitar YouTube being dead while disgustingly eating a bowl of beans.
Nah, let me stop. What's going on, guys? Miami here with JST. Got the actual shirt on today. And I want to talk a little bit about Jared Dine's most recent video, talking about the state of guitar and metal music on YouTube and content creators and whatnot, as well as talking about sponsorships and the companies that sponsor these people. Because I feel like as somebody that is not just part of a company, but also a content creator, it makes a lot of sense for me to respond here, right? A lot of things were brought up in this video. We talked a little bit about Nick Nocturnal's recent departure, talked a little bit about the time when he stopped 20 to 2023. That was kind of my rising era, so thanks for leaving a little bit of space for me there. But yes, there has been a big shift in what's going on in the metal community when it comes to creating content. And I think that I have a bit of a grasp on this, maybe more so than the next person, because I'm constantly dealing with and talking to these people, trying to collaborate, trying to do deals with them, that type of thing. So by the end of this episode, my friends, I guess you'll know my take on this and maybe understand a little bit more about what's going on behind the scenes in our community that we built. And before this video is over, I want to say that I'm gonna give a proposition out to all you content creators. So make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the video, because I think that that's gonna be something that you really wanna see. Another thing that he talked about that I thought was really important is he was like, you start grinding so much in this content thing. In the beginning, you're making every video you ever wanted to make, and then that starts catching fire. And then you realize, oh, I've made this video already, and people want me to keep doing the same thing. Like, I became like the 5 tips guy on the street. People would be walking up to me and my kids, and yeah, I have 2 kids. They'd be like, oh, like you're that guy that does like the 5 tips on YouTube. And I'm just like, man, that's what I've become. That's what people think of me as, but it's reality. And people liked that format. There's only so many times I can make a video, 5 terrible EQ moves to make, 5 great EQ moves to make. Like, I can keep doing videos like that, but there has to be a reason behind it, because when I made the original ones, there was a reason. And a lot of those videos got 100,000, 150,000. They did their numbers, and it felt really good, and it made me want to keep on going. It was the push that I needed to keep moving forward in this rat race. So while that was happening, I, as a content creator myself, was like trying to reach out to people to collaborate with me. But then it's like, oh, you want to make a video with me? Like, let's make a video. They're like, okay, like, well, how much are you going to pay for it? I'm like, I'm just talking about making content for myself. Like, if you want to do something that's a product related thing, maybe we could like talk about that or whatever. But then it kind of becomes a thing. Oh, you work at JST, you can easily finance all my wants and needs. But it just, I don't control our budget. It's not like what happens. That's not the way that life works. You know, I started making videos at Joey Sturgis Tones about 4 years ago. And when we first started the channel, we had like 23,000 subscribers. And it sat at that for about 7 years. And then I kind of hopped on board, and now we're almost at 100K. A lot of time and energy went into that from our entire team. I had video editors, I had people helping me stay organized, all types of things, as well as Joey, because we're also in the studio and creating, and it's really hard doing both of those things and managing to stay on top of stuff. I think the biggest shift that happened in guitar and kind of metal YouTube is that there was a golden era of guitar players. And, you know, we had Jared Dines and Ola England, Nick Nocturnal, Trey Xavier from Gear Gods, like all these people that were pumping out content religiously every single day. And what happened is those people kind of set an example and foundation for what was to come. So now everyone knew, and let me not forget Rob Scallon, Ryan Bruce, Riff Spears and Gear. What they did was they set a precedent for how to make a job out of this and how to make a living out of it. At that time, a lot of us were just doing content with each other because we thought it was cool and it was fun. But now it became a thing about business. So the people that are coming out now in YouTube and Instagram are looking at everything from a business aspect. But the problem is they haven't established themselves yet or been proven to be able to generate that revenue back. And since they can't bring that revenue back and they're asking for certain types of money that seem, outrageous at times, it kind of ends in a stalemate. So now either content creators are just going to make things because they love it and not just for money, or it's not going to happen. And that's why you see a lot of people that were on the come up just kind of stop. And a big thing I want to say about Nick Nocturnal. Now, Nick Nocturnal is a great example of where we found that we have a ceiling when it comes to doing content with certain creators, because here's our reality. We've done videos with Nick Nocturnal before. He did awesome videos for us in the past. He did the one for Jeff Loomis, which was absolutely awesome. He's done stuff prior to that. A lot of times we did stuff for, like he gave us like really fair prices and stuff like that. But what happens is Nick is growing at a point faster than we can grow, because JST is mainly going to either make content about JST or about teaching you something. Nick Nocturnal can teach you something. He can make content about JST, Neural DSP, STL tones, polychrome, Bogren digital, waves, this, that, and the third, whatever, memes, reaction videos, all that stuff. And you guys don't really want to see all that stuff from us because you want us to teach. It's like we can't get the biggest content creators to put this stuff in front of your eyes. And we're fighting for space all the time. So like as a content creator, myself and ourselves, yeah, it's a tough time. At JST, we've done our best to collaborate with people, to work with people, work out deals, sometimes trading out plugins and packages, and sometimes exchanging money, doing whatever we could to try to keep this community growing that we've built. And one thing that is inevitable is if you are successful at YouTube and content creating, and this goes for all the sponsors out there, because you were talking about people used to just throw money at this stuff. What happens is you will eventually outgrow what it is that we're doing, because we're catering to the music community. And when people start making content that's related to memes and related to like trending topics and stuff that's going on like that, well, that doesn't really help us in our goal of educating and giving people the tools that they need to succeed. That kind of puts us in a rough place. That puts us in a rough place when somebody's coming to us and saying, oh, we need this much money to do this. And it's like, okay, well, if you're making a video about yourself, driving around town and you're wearing a shirt that says JST on it, we can't just throw you an absolute ton of money. This doesn't work that way. And if you're making funny comedic content, which we love to watch ourselves, we technically can't throw money at that either, because it's not going to have a return for us. And that actually reminds me, this video is sponsored by no one, and it never has been. JST has funded everything that we've done for our content on YouTube and Instagram ourselves, and it's been that way the entire time. And I know a lot of content creators can relate too, because you're making your own videos, you're setting your own schedules, you have to upload and take care of all this stuff yourselves. But the thing is, at JST, we also have jobs on top of just doing content. So what happens is all the content that you're seeing is paid for by people buying our products and sharing and talking about the new stuff that we have coming out. But then we still have jobs to do. So it's really difficult, even in our economy, to try and tackle this problem. So that put me in a stalemate. And now I see that other people are choosing not to collaborate with each other because there's no financial gain for them. And we started, doing this roughly around 7 years ago, when there was a lot of uploads. And in that time, we've gotten older. Bills are more expensive. Inflation's happened. A lot of people don't have the time to dedicate to just doing a video and just handing it over to somebody unless they're really a content creator. And if you're really a content creator, then you need to be getting paid. So it's like you're in this weird stalemate. And where do we go from here? I think the only way to get out of this whole cycle is to do it for the love again. And to do that, I want to offer something to everyone, which I've never done before. For the summer, I will make content with you guys. Like, anybody that's ever wanted to make a video with me or has wanted me to sing on something, or play guitar on something, I mean, I'm gonna be here because that's a big point that Jared pointed out, is that we're not collaborating anymore. And that is one of the big things that used to push everything that we were doing. Another topic that Jared brought up is that there's no more live events, there's no more community things, there's no more whatever. Well, we used to do a lot of that stuff. Man, we used to do things like the artist of the week and then the artist of the month, and have prizes and do cash prizes and plug-in prizes and all that stuff. And people would show up and the community felt really good. And somewhere along the way, we lost our way because it was so much to keep up. Even we did the Freaky Friday series where we would have two singers sing on each other's songs, or guitar players play on each other's songs. And that did really well. But the amount of effort that went into it, it took so much effort just to try to make that thing happen. So I think for the state of metal and for heavy music and for the community, what we need to do is go back to that collaboration mindset. Like I said, I'm opening my door. You can hit me up at miami@joeysturgistones.com. I'm outside for the summertime. And if you want to make anything with me and you want to share it for the Instagram or YouTube or whatever, we'll post it too. We'll have a blast. All I can say now is that we're trying to figure it out together. Jared, you've always been an inspiration to me. Nick, you've been an inspiration to me. You know, I used to work with Trey from Gear Gods, you know, like he taught me a lot in the way. That's back when I was doing audio at that company. And, you know, I've learned a lot from seeing the way that you guys go. And it's beautiful where you have gotten to after all this time. For now, I want to focus on what made me love what it is I'm doing. When I first started doing videos for JST, I wasn't even getting paid to do videos for JST. I was just doing them because I loved the vision and I loved what was going forward. And hopefully you guys will be in on that with me and we can make some dope stuff, because, you know, that's what music's all about. And other than that, it's sad to see Nick go. It's sad to see a lot of guitar YouTubers kind of retiring and stepping away. I mean, I remember the first one that stepped away. I remember like Jared Alonji, like Sunrise Skater Kids, like dipped out a long time ago. Hold on, I gotta relax. It's just seltzer. I need something. I say all that to simply say, I think that there's a chance to still save the metal, rock, Instagram, and YouTube community. And it starts with collaboration. If you guys really want to see me start doing more of the artist of the week and artist of the month thing and giving out like some, you know, packages and stuff like that for people that are using our products and get back into that way, just leave it in the comments below. But these are my thoughts on the situation. I just figured I would say something as somebody that's on both sides of things. It's good seeing you guys, and I'll talk to you later.